At some point in this journey, you will probably begin to feel that God has become unreachable, that He wooed you into the wilderness where you had this amazing time together, and then He ghosted you. And now He is ignoring all of your calls and messages, all the while you are being bitten by serpents. And you will want to complain against God about how He led you out into the wilderness to die there. But what are you doing in the belly of the dragon in the first place, Jonah? God told you to go to Nineveh. What were you doing on a ship headed for Tarshish? See, this normally comes during a test that you have yet to pass. God told you to let go of something that you are still holding on to, or to do something that you are dragging your feet on. So you are in the belly of the dragon because you didn't like what he said. At this point, you probably start to think about the leeks and onions of Egypt, the place where you delighted in sin, but you were also oppressed. And after you decide that Egypt is no longer an option, your heart's desire will be to relive that initial experience, to go back to the time when you first came into the wilderness. But just as with Egypt, that time is behind you. God is no longer there. And while you decided to take an unauthorized halt, He has marched on to the promised land. The only way to God from this point is forward. You are not the first who didn't like what God said. None of us like it. It's part of the process. But the only way out of the belly of the dragon is the same way that Jonah got out. And the only way to be healed of the venom of those serpents is to look to the antidote, the bronze serpent. So stop delaying and do what you need to do. Conquer the enemy, whatever it is, and take the land. Because I can assure you from where I stand, which is just beyond the border of the wilderness, on the west side of Jordan, that what awaits you in the land and the side of God that you will see here far exceeds that initial experience in the wilderness.